Now with Shackled again, what do you expect your readers to gain from your book?
I want the readers to know their history.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to be able to say, I can leave something to my generation of children, of family, of people, because this is not what we was taught about in school. Now you have opportunity where you can go on the internet and you can Google this and that, and we have straight facts now we're dealing with. So these short stories that I have in this book and the other sequel of other events will eliminate the actually probably inspire you to look further into knowing about our history.
That's good. Now how can someone get a copy of Shackled Again?
Well, Shackled Again is in 17 different locations. Books A Million just picked Shackled Again up, which that date is going to be August the 9th. It's going to be August the 9th, between the hours of 2 and 5. You can pick it up at Books A Million. It's going to start carrying it. Barnes and Nobles on every college level, which is college, universities. There's a Barnes and Noble. It's going to carry it. Tourism Union Station,
wow.
Goat Hill Museum, many of your other venues carry the book Shackled Again. Now, if you cannot go there, go to the library. Montgomery Library has them. All the Montgomery Library has them. Maybe there's Alabama State, Faulkner University, Auburn University, which is AUM, Montgomery. They have this book, and if you don't want to go there and you want to get on your computer, go to Amazon. Amazon carries the book, and you can get it there. You get it in the book on Amazon, or you go on Kindle and you can get the book from there.
Okay, that's great. That's awesome. And I know you mentioned earlier that you interviewed Dick Gregory and many other prominent figures during the civil rights movement. Tell us about some of the other individuals that you had the privilege to talk to.
I didn't have a privilege to talk to her, but just her story inspired me. It's Fannie Lou Hamer. Fannie Lou Hamer is one of the ones that I think that is not getting as much as notarized as she should. She was the one that was actually in Mississippi summer of '64 that was actually put in jail for signing blacks up to register to vote.
Oh wow!
Now Fannie Lou Hamer was in jail, and when she was in jail, she was actually told by the sheriff he got 2 black inmates and gave one the baton to beat her. By her being stricken with polio, she laid on her side. Well, the black man beat her so bad that her dress came up. When her dress worked itself up, she started hollering, and the sheriff took the baton from the black inmate and hit her on the head and said, "Gal, you better shut up from there. I hear all that noise." And she put her dress back down, and the sheriff went back and snatched her dress right back up and passed the baton to another. All of this trying to register to vote. And it was the part that is so, I think it's funny to me, when she was made to get off of the land she was living on as a sharecropper, the owner of the land said, we in Mississippi ain't ready for this yet. Now you're gonna have to go back and take back your voter registration. She said, I didn't do this for you. I did this for me.
Wow.
So, there were strong black women. And even when I write the story about Lancaster in Philadelphia, when this state was a community of free slaves, and some of the other slaves ran away from their cruel master, and they ran to this free part of the neighborhood of slaves. Well, he got word that they found the slaves, and they all in Lancaster County in Philadelphia. So him and his troops went up there to go get them, but they did not know they were ready for a battle. Apparently what happened, one of the ladies had saw them coming. She ran upstairs and had a blowhorn. And when she blew that horn, all the freed slaves came with axe, corn cutters, hoes, shovels, anything a weapon and to finish them off.
Oh wow!
And said the women had corn cutters to finish a man off, and 2 of them barely made it with their life. Stories like that, we know about the Nat Turner. That was the revolt.
Yes.
But we need to know there was more.
It was more.
There was more.
You're absolutely correct.
Even with Marengo County and Marengo Plantation, which is going towards 880, they said Marengo Plantation was saved by a white doctor, but it was not. It was actually saved by a slave. And in Marengo County was that when James T. Wilson was coming through, because he was burning everything up while Sherman was in Atlanta. And with this knowing, he was about to burn this Marengo up, and what the doctor did, he wrapped the slave up in white. And wrapped him and put him in a barrel. And then when the troops got there, he kicked that barrel down to the end of the troops and said, you don't want to burn this because this man here has a plague, a disease. So, and they left there. So we have stories that blacks was not accounted for, and when they should have been accountable for, saying yes, we did save this. So this first book, Shackled Again, it's only 120 pages. It's strong facts, strong documentation, and I tell you folks, if you like a good read, this is a good read. From start, when I sit down talking to my great grandmother, she was I would say shelling purple hull peas, and I usually use the joke, if you know what shelling purple hull peas is, you'll know what color your hands are turned. But when she told her story, and when I found the slave shackles, when I got ready to interview the stories from Selma, when I talk about the lynching of the black women, when I talk about the slave to save Marengo Plantation, this is our history. Not only is it our history, this is our time. This has happened. A lot of this has happened in our time, in our age, because a lot of that is dying out, and we are the last of the Mohicans of people to tell these stories. So Shackled Again is a short story book. It's a powerful book. It's a superb book. It's a book that took me 3 years to make sure that it's right. Not only for myself, but for everyone else.
That's good. That's good. That's awesome, Tony. And with the business aspect of things, how have book sales been thus far?
This book came out in 2013, and I probably sold roughly around about maybe a couple hundred.
Okay.
But when February 1st, 2015, and came out when Montgomery Advertising had me front cover, which is right here. Book sale jumped probably from February 1st to now maybe 1,500 to 1,600 books.
Wow, that's
out
awesome.
of the trunk of my car. Amazon. This book has USA Today wrote an article on this book. Detroit, South Florida. I'm posted on Dick Gregory page, General Colin Powell page. This book, as a matter of fact, they're looking to do what you call a short documentary.
Oh wow!
Film on this book. We're in the process of that. And matter of fact, this book actually got to the Washington State, which is PBS. You can go online and you can see. I think it's KBC TV. They did a story with the new modern day civil rights movement with the Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Missouri, Ferguson, Missouri is going on, trying to tie it in with the old movement. But I tell folks, if you're not careful, because Shackled Again can repeat itself. Right.
So that's awesome. It's awesome how since you've been promoted and start going into advertising and promoting your product, your sales increase. So it's important that you have to market your product. Am I correct?
If you do not do it, no one else should.
Wow.
I believe in my work.
Wow.
Because if not, I wouldn't put it out there.
Wow, that's awesome. And I'm pretty sure there are other inspiring writers and other inspiring authors in our audience. Could you give them some tips about going through the process of coming with the idea from writing the book to actually publishing the book to actually having it out ready for sale and purchase?
Well, you know, what kept me going and got me started is passion. I found something that I like to write about. I like to hear your story. And once I started hearing the story, I started getting a visualization of how this is going to unfold. And be determined. Be ready to hear someone say no. And learn to accept that and go on to your next, because one no can turn to 3 and 5 yeses.
Right.
Once you have got it together and you drop it down on paper or jot it down on paper, then you want to go back, and I always said 2 eyes is better than one. Because you have to have good help for a good book.
Okay.
Then once that is done, then I am a self-published, which means that by me being an independent publisher, it was very hard for me to get into the doors that I've gotten into. People do not like to take unsolicited works out there. Just keep trying. Just
keep trying.
Keep trying, because for every no, somebody's going to say yes.
Well, that's some great advice, and thank you for that advice, Tony. And once again, Gumptown Magazine, we're here with Mr. Tony Watkins, the author of none other than Shackled Again, a story of the untold songs of the civil rights era. You can follow him. You can find him on Amazon, order your copy of the book. It's only 120 pages, but it's 120 pages of some real good, valuable information. And once again, Tony, let us know how we can contact you to get our copy.
Well, actually, you can go to my email address, which is my last name, Watkins, that's Watkins, Tony, Tony, 565 @gmail.com. Again, folks, that's Watkins, Watkins, Tony, Tony, 565 @gmail.com.
Well, there you have it, Gumptown. You're watching Gumptown TV. Make sure you follow us on Facebook at Gumptown Magazine. And we're on Twitter at Gump334. And we're on Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Gumptown_mag. You're tuned in to Gumptown TV. Stay connected.